In the Know, a radio program talking to the newsmakers in Ogle, Lee, DeKalb counties and beyond, keeping you in the know. Here's your host, Charles Van Horn.
Good morning. Happy Sunday morning. Joining us in the studio, Director of the NonProfit Partnership in DeKalb, Ben Bingle. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing great. Glad to have you here. Big week in store for you guys. You got a big event coming up.
That's right. Give DeKalb County. This is our 11th year. It's been going on since 2014. It's an annual fundraising event to support nonprofit organizations in DeKalb County.
And that's coming up on May 2nd. Now, before we get into the details on all the stuff that's going to be going on with that event, first off, talk a little bit about how Give DeKalb County got started and sort of what need does it fulfill in the community and in the county?
Sure. So Give DeKalb County is a program of the DeKalb County Nonprofit Partnership. I'm the director of the DeKalb County Nonprofit Partnership, DCNP. But DCNP is a program of the DeKalb County Community Foundation. The Community Foundation has been around since 1993, and many people know community foundations as maybe a grant maker or a connection point for donors and nonprofits. DCNP's purpose is to help strengthen nonprofit organizations in DeKalb County so that they have what they need to be as successful as possible. And so we do a lot of training, professional development, and different programs to help strengthen nonprofit organizations in our county. And Give DeKalb County is a cornerstone program. And like I said, it's been going on since 2014. The idea started was kind of this nationwide movement to get these giving days going and try to channel donors to a day to build excitement around that and to give these donations in support of nonprofit organizations. And it was really small in the first year, as you could probably imagine, right? Yeah. Just getting started. There were 37 organizations in that first year, and just under $120,000 was raised, and people were over the moon. They were just so thrilled with that result. Fast forward to 2023, last year, and we saw over $1.8 million raised.
Wow.
Yes. And, donors from 39 states and 2 different countries around the world turned out, and they made 8,306 donations last year.
No, but who's counting?
Yeah, I am. And I'll tell you, over the course of these 10 years that we've done this is our 11th year, but over $8.7 million has been raised.
There is a lot of worthwhile nonprofits out there that do a lot of things for the community, especially those who are disadvantaged, in need, and a lot of them really sort of piggyback on city and county services. So you have things that involve, just off the top of my head, there are so many things that happen in the event of a devastating house fire, and there's so many nonprofits that jump in to help. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy to think what this world would be like if we didn't have those type of community programs available.
Absolutely.
And then just, you go on to mental health and people suffering from trauma and things like that, to even just after school programs and educational things. There are so many nonprofits out there. You guys deal with how many in DeKalb County right now?
Well, not even all are included in this, but in Give DeKalb County, we have 154 donation options. So, yes, your point is well taken, from recreation and kind of sports related to music, arts and culture, to human services, to animals, to environmental welfare. I mean, when you start to think about the ways that nonprofit organizations touch your life every day, it's really amazing. And these organizations have such an impact in local communities, and that's what Give DeKalb County does. It rallies around these organizations, shines a light on their important work, and also raises funds to help them fulfill their mission.
In the last decade or so, has there been a nonprofit in particular, let's highlight one of them, has there been one that you've seen just been sort of a small outfit, and then in the last couple of years, you've seen a massive impact they've made in the community, whether it's with a donated equipment for a playground, something like that, to even a larger sort of entity?
Yeah, there are a number that come to mind for me. One is Building Leaders Advocating for Change. The acronym is BLACK Inc. And this was a smaller grassroots startup organization doing kind of youth development work with children. And they had after school program, they had mentoring, they had all kinds of different support systems around them. And it started as a pretty small group. They're a few years, down the road now. And, fast forward, they're doing in-school programming in different schools. They have grown into this organization that this year was voted as Nonprofit of the Year by the DeKalb Chamber of Commerce. And so, it's that's just one example
of those types of organizations. And that's impacting youth directly in the county. And that's how come you guys, when you're out raising these funds and having the big giving day, the money does help right in the community, in where you live, in your backyard.
Absolutely. And what I love about it, I love so many things about it. So I'll be honest, but we get to work with organizations throughout DeKalb County. So from Sandwich all the way up to Genoa and everywhere in between, we have organizations that are doing impactful work in their communities, and Give DeKalb County is one way to support them.
And that big event is coming up on May 2nd. Of course, you can probably check out the website, givedekalbcounty.org. I'm sure you guys will take money anytime.
So May 2nd, here's the thing.
That's the deal, though. You want to make sure it's May 2nd.
May 2nd. At givedekalbcounty.org. It's a 24-hour online giving day. That's when the excitement is going to be at its peak.
Yeah.
We'll see those donations rolling in real time. There'll be leaderboards on the homepage. You can check in on your favorite nonprofit organizations, watch their progress. It's an exciting day. It's a full day. But we've also been accepting mail-in donations since April 18th. And I'll tell you, a lot of donors have given by mail already. In fact, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
How much money do you think was brought in by mail last year?
Boy. Well, you guys talked about having over $1 million raised. So I'd have to say at least 300,000. I mean,
300,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Over $1 million came in through the mail last year. Right. So, when you combine that.
Pardon me while I pick myself up off the floor.
So when you combine that mail-in piece with the online excitement and everything happening there, plus the bonus pool, which we haven't even talked about yet, you get this really exciting day where we can, again, shine a light on these organizations, communicate about the impact that they have in communities, and along with raising that awareness, raising funds for their work.
And let's talk about how important money is to nonprofit organizations. I mean, the name alone pretty much spells the tale for you, nonprofit. So everybody puts their heart and soul into various nonprofits. If you're a member of a nonprofit or you're on a board of a nonprofit, you already know the financial struggles.
That's right. There are grants out there. There's different fundraising events, and I'm sure you're all aware of that type of thing. But events take a lot of time for an organization to put on. Yeah. They have to have either volunteers or staff people that put those on. Grants are often tied to a specific program or project. With Give DeKalb County, we try to make that fundraising piece efficient for the organizations. They can put their own campaigns together and do their own fundraising, but we do a lot of promotion and marketing. And thanks to our media sponsors like the Coyote, they help us raise awareness about this event on behalf of these organizations. So a lot of that work is done. Plus, these are unrestricted dollars. These are unrestricted donations. They're not necessarily tied to a program or a project like a grant. So those organizations have the flexibility through these funds to carry out their mission, do their mission-related work, pay for staff if they have staff, do what they need to do to move their mission forward.
What are some of the most inspiring organizations that you've partnered with, nonprofits in DeKalb County? Ones that are doing work that you just can't believe that there was nothing like that before, and that these people have slid in and have filled a need in the community.
I hesitate to even identify one or two. Given my role, I work with so many organizations. But I can tell you, if you're interested in learning more about these organizations, you can go to givedekalbcounty.org. Each participant has their own profile page where you can learn about their story. You can see what services they offer. You can hear how they're communicating about their work, and you can decide which organizations to donate to. So it's a great way to learn more about the organizations serving your community, but then also, maybe come alongside them with a donation on May 2nd.
And they'll probably want you to volunteer as well. Because let's be honest, a lot of people who volunteer for these organizations, they not only put their heart and their blood and their sweat and their tears in it, they probably put cash out of their own pocket into it as well.
Absolutely. There are many reasons to donate during Give DeKalb County. One of them is the bonus pool, though. So, some of you might be thinking, well, it's just another day in May. What's the big deal? Why is all this? What's all the fuss about? Well, the bonus pool is our version of a match. And we reach out to community partners who have generously donated to this bonus pool. And that is over $150,000 already. And so it's distributed proportionately. So if an organization raises 2% of our grand total, they get 2% of the bonus pool. They raise 5%, they get 5%. And so it introduces some friendly competition.
Yeah.
It's a way for donors, though, to know that when they donate through Give DeKalb County, their gift goes a little bit further because it's boosted by the bonus pool.
And that's happening on May 2nd. Website givedekalbcounty.org. Still time to mail in donations as well to write a check. For those of you who still write checks, let's be real, I don't.
Well, then for you, givedekalbcounty.org. You can give
Thank
easily
goodness it's
on
a website.
that day.
Yes. So you guys will be collecting all this. When will you have the grand total on it? Will it be that night or the next day? Or
now, it'll be a little later because we accept mail-in donations postmarked through May 2nd.
Yeah.
And so we really don't have a final grand total until about 2 weeks out from the event. It allows us to continue to shine a light on their work and, continue to talk about these organizations. But it also allows us to process all of those mail-in donations and get that final tally.
It makes you a little happier going to the mailbox, too, I'm sure.
It sure does.
Yeah.
Yesterday, the stack was about 5 inches tall, so we'll take it.
Director Ben Bingle joining us in studio talking about Give DeKalb County. Going to be happening on May 2nd. You guys are on Facebook, Instagram, and, of course, your website with all sorts of ways to give. Now, let's talk about the rest of the year. What do you guys do the rest of the year when it's not getting yourselves all excited for this big event on May 2nd?
Yes. So DCMP, the rest of the year, we're offering those trainings and professional development to help educate and build stronger nonprofit organizations. So as you can imagine, nonprofits don't have a big professional development budget. And so they, can tap our services to learn about things like strategic planning, fundraising and development, marketing and outreach, human resources, volunteer recruitment and management. We're offering trainings like that year round. We also have exciting partnerships with, like, for example, Northern Illinois University. We've been operating an internship program in collaboration with them since 2014. And over the course of those years, we've placed over 250 undergraduate interns with nonprofits in DeKalb County. And they've completed over 30,000 hours of service in DeKalb County. And it's just an amazing program, a great way to give those students some experience. There's a local donor who offers stipends to pay those interns. And then it gives the organizations a boost of capacity. So we're doing things like that. We have an annual conference and just a variety of different networking events. It's a great way to help organizations, I think, come together, collaborate, and grow stronger together. And again, Give DeKalb County is just one piece of that.
And if you're a nonprofit in DeKalb County and you haven't been in contact with you guys, go to the website as well for details about how to maybe reach out to you and figure out what relationship you guys can start and what education opportunities there for you. Like, what are some big questions that new nonprofits have for you guys?
Oh, gosh. They range so broadly.
Yeah.
Because every organization is different.
Yeah.
And so it may be something as simple as, well, what are my requirements for annual reporting to the state or the IRS? It may be, gosh, we're starting from scratch. We don't have any donors. What would you recommend? Things like that. And it runs the gamut. I'll tell you, Give DeKalb County is a great way to start that donor acquisition because we hear from donors all the time, we didn't even know these organizations existed. And so it's an educational opportunity to raise awareness about your mission. Then you get a few donors and you build on that.
Yeah.
Right? So we have this tangible event that we can point to and say, that's something to consider, and we can talk through some other strategies. But anyway, getting back to your question, there are so many different unique questions that they come up with, and they can visit dcmp.org for that information about what we do as a partnership.
So they can help you pick what letters and numbers go in the parenthetical after your name, whether you're 501(c) or all those other
C6, C4, C3.
Once you get to a bunch of those, I just get blurred and I go, I don't know, take my money. I don't know.
Yeah, well, and I think that's pretty common for most people. They just know that, the animal shelter down the road does great work.
Yeah, exactly.
Or this group that is my kids went through childcare there. They're a nonprofit. We want to support their work. There are so many different causes out there. Again, 154 in Give DeKalb County alone. It's just a great way to learn more about these organizations and support their work.
Well, May 2nd, givedekalbcounty.org, your place to go to donate to great DeKalb County nonprofits and help them out. Maybe they get a little bit of a bonus, too. Ben, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thanks for the opportunity. We appreciate everything that you've done to help promote this. I want to thank our community partners who have given to the bonus pool, our media sponsors who are helping us raise awareness, and also everybody who plans to get involved in Give DeKalb County this year.
I hope you have a great May 2nd. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this week's In the Know. The program returns next week at this time with another great conversation with someone from your community.